Introduce yourself, doctor.
Yeah, I'm Dr. Safai. I'm a psychiatrist. I treat a lot of trans students. I just want to say that if the child could have gone to the parents, they would have before going to a teacher. Now, whether it's fear of not being accepted or in some cases safety, they chose to go to the next best adult, which is the teacher. If you break that confidence, if you break that trust, the kid has nowhere to go. Now, I understand your point of view, but the school doesn't know the dynamic of the family, right? What if the kid is actually in some sort of danger if they come out?
That's a big if.
They didn't give me any chance to give any input into what I thought was going on with my daughter. In fact, when I tried to say what I thought was going on and why this didn't actually make sense to me, because I know my daughter, you know, nobody loves our child more than her parents. Nobody has a stronger desire to have her grow up happy, healthy, and productive. Okay. And there's nothing that would make us reject her.
And let me ask you, Dr. Safai, if you have a child that has suicidal ideation or homicidal ideation, do you not have an obligation to include the parent? So what we're doing basically...
Are you comparing being trans to being suicidal or homicidal?
No. I think let's not misrepresent what I just said. What I said is that you have a code of conduct when it comes to minor children. Yes. And so why do we change the rules when it comes to this issue?
Whatever a child tells me in an examination room is confidential unless they're a danger to self or others. That is the only case that I have a duty to report to the parents. Right. Anything else that is said to me in an examination room is privilege. Well, the same thing should apply.
Let me interrupt that for a second. That's only true once that child is 12 years old, correct?
Right.
Well, I mean, no. Even if a 5-year-old tells me something that's not a safety issue, but wants to keep it in the
That's just simply not correct.
That's not correct.
You don't have a doctor-patient confidentiality bond with a 5-year-old child.
If a 5-year-old...
And how many 5-year-old children pick up the phone and call and make an appointment with you?
No, say I'm examining the kid in an examination room and they tell me, oh, I feel like a boy lately. I have no duty to report that. Unless they tell me, you know, I've been feeling like a boy and it's really messing with my psyches and I'm having the suicidal thoughts, that 100% I have to report.
And you said, are you equating like homicide tendencies and suicide tendencies with transgender? The fact is, there is much higher risk among the transgender population for suicidality, both ideation and attempts. Yes. And the fact that her child had used suicidal terms with another child that had been reported does indicate that she might be at risk at that point, which does indicate that she does have a duty to report that to the parent.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
So, yes, that sometimes is involved. So you ask that in a condescending way, but the answer is yes.
Because our concern is ultimately, everybody here can agree that our concern is for the well-being of the child, right?
Here's the thing, being transgender doesn't make someone suicidal.
Nobody is saying that, and that's not the assumption being made, so
no, it doesn't make it, of course, but it is a higher risk.
Right. Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.